Thanks for tuning in to The Solution Is You. I do appreciate each of you for taking time to visit with me here on my channel. If you get something out of my content, then make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. With that, let's go ahead and dive into today's subject. Now, the topic for today is value your life. This is a subject that I thought that I would address. I see that there are a lot of people who seem as if they do not value their lives and they're just throwing their life away due to nonsense. Life is valuable. We have a lot to offer the world, each one of us. Each of us are complex and unique, and there's a lot that we have to offer to each other and to society in general. So when we don't value the gifts and the talents and the skills and the life that we have been given, then we are doing ourselves a great disservice, as well as the people who love us, our friends and family, and putting their lives on a trajectory towards possible destruction. And I also want to add that not all individuals who throw their lives away do this knowingly. There are many variables that are involved. A lot of times, individuals may make poor decisions just based off of ignorance. In other situations, they may throw their lives away due to being engaged with the wrong people. In some instances, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time doing something that you're not supposed to. Otherwise, you're a good person. So there are many variables, and so we can't be quick to judge anyone. And so that's why it's so important to have a strong foundation so that each of us can make the best decisions possible and create a situation where we can get the best possible outcome. So I have 5 steps or points to make that can interfere with your efforts to create a valuable life. But before I get into those 5 points, I must say that it is very crucial to have a strong foundation, which are based in practicing great manners, discipline, integrity, consideration for others, and being selfless. And as I mentioned, I'd like to go over 5 factors that can interfere with your ability to walk the straight and narrow. Number 1 are sabotaging friends. So these are the so-called friends that are supposed to be in your corner, but secretly they are plotting against you. So you may think that childhood friend that you grew up with was really down with you. Y'all grew up together, so y'all had the same interests. Y'all seem to do everything together. You spend a lot of time communicating with each other, so you think that you know one another. And it's not until you get into a situation that you find out that this friend had been setting you up the whole time. And sometimes we see red flags with some of the people that we spend a lot of our time with, our so-called friends, but we ignore them because it comes off as if we are unloyal if we point out flaws or inconsistencies. Some of us are needy, so we always have to have someone or people around us in order to validate who we are. And the more people that you have around you, the more likely it becomes that someone is plotting against you. Number 2, toxic relationships. Now, each one of us would like to be loved by someone. Nowadays, I feel that love is used loosely. And so these days, love can mean anything. It's whatever the person who's in love makes it out to be. And so the thing that I've talked about in other videos is that we cannot change the natural order of things, which means that life is supposed to go a certain way. It doesn't matter what you do or say or what I do or say. Life is going to continue down its path of nature regardless. And so when it comes to love, love has to play out a certain way and it has to be respected. When you are in a relationship, a true relationship with someone, it's more about moving as one more than it is about love. So some of those core values, having great manners, discipline, integrity, being considerate, and selfless, are key ingredients, if you will, to having a great relationship with your significant other. But when you get involved with someone for all of the wrong reasons, or you don't understand your purpose, then things can take a turn for the worse in relationships. So what I found by personal experience and watching others through extended periods of time is that we cover up toxicity through what we believe so-called love should be. And love is a science. Relationships is a science. And it's something that you have to study and you have to educate yourself on if you want your relationship to be successful. Most times we treat love and relationships as if we're getting into a used vehicle. So depending on how many miles we can get out of a particular vehicle before it stops, we'll jump into another vehicle and we'll see how far that takes us. And once that stops, then we'll get out and jump into a different vehicle. And so you can see how this can present many, many problems and issues for not only yourself, but for the other person that is involved, as well as everyone that surrounds you, which includes family and friends. Which brings me to point number 3, toxic family. So everyone loves their family, and we like to believe that family is looking out for our best interests, but actually, when it comes to a toxic family, this can be the most dangerous because the person closest to you knows everything about you. They know your reactions. They know what it takes to push your buttons. They know your schedule, your mannerisms. They know everything about the way you behave and what your likes are and your dislikes are. So the best way to handle toxicity within your family is just to stay away. If you can't have a decent conversation and come to an understanding of peace and tranquility, then it's best to stay far away as you possibly can. But there are some who believe that you stick with family no matter what. And this can jeopardize you having a fantastic life. You can get into fights. This happens every day. People lose their lives. People get hurt, injured. Families are scarred forever, losing loved ones to the prison system. These type of things happen every day within family. And so I wanted to bring awareness to these issues, especially family relationships, because these things have such an impact on all of us. Number 4, being too generous. So we would like to think that the more that we give to others, that the more we are going to be respected and liked. And this is so far from the truth, because the more generous that you are, the greater the chance that you can invite a wolf into the chicken's coop. And so you have to be careful when you are out here helping others. Now, you certainly don't want to use this as a reason not to go out and help others and to look out for one another. But this is just saying you want to be careful and you want to be cautious about people who do not have your best interests at heart. And there are dangers in everything that we do, and we don't live life based on exceptions. But we don't want to ignore that there are dangers out there when we are trying to do good things in the world. So when it comes to being too generous, you just want to be strategic and not naive. Number 5, get rich quick. So this is my final factor that can interfere with your ability to have the most valued life as possible, is when you looking to cut corners and not do the work and not value yourself by making a plan and sticking to it, being consistent, and putting yourself around others who can position you to be successful in life. If you decide to cut corners and or bring someone within your space that's going to encourage you to not do the right thing, then you are setting yourself up for destruction. Life is about challenges, and there's nothing that you can do in life that doesn't present some sort of a challenge that is not worthwhile. Also, there is nothing worth your life. There's no material item, shoes, purses, clothes, jewelry, money, house, car. There's nothing in life that is worth your life. When I see and hear about situations where individuals have thrown away their life due to material items, I understand that this person is ignorant within understanding their purpose. And like I say, this is something that you may do knowingly or unknowingly, but either way, the end result is all the same unless you reverse course. I appreciate you for listening to me today. Please understand that the solution is you. With that, have a great day.